Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Learning Studio Zone. Today I have an amazing story for you. This isn't just for your listening practice, but also to inspire you. The story is called Nothing is Free, and it will show you that hard work and determination can change lives. The beginning of a dream. There was a young man named Leo, 20 years old, living in a small, quiet town surrounded by mountains. Leo had big dreams. He wanted to own a chain of restaurants and become a successful businessman. But life wasn't easy for him. His family was struggling with money. His father, Mark, was a mechanic, and his mother, Claire, cleaned houses to make ends meet. Leo's younger sister, Sophie, was just 10, and she looked up to him as her hero. One cold evening, Leo sat outside his small house, staring at the stars. He whispered to himself, "I want to give my family a better life. But how do I start when we barely have enough to survive?" A father's wisdom. The next day, Leo shared his dreams with his father. Mark sighed and said, "Leo, dreams are not free. If you want something, you have to fight for it. Start with what you have, even if it's small." Leo thought deeply about his father's words. Then suddenly, an idea struck him. In his town, people loved fresh bread, but they had to travel far to buy it. He decided to start selling fresh bread locally. But there was a problem. Leo had no money to buy the bread. A risky proposal. Taking a chance, Leo walked miles to meet Mr. Anderson, the owner of a bakery. He was an old, grumpy man who rarely trusted anyone. With confidence, Leo said, "Mr. Anderson, I want to sell your bread in my town, but I don't have money to buy it up front. Can you trust me for 1 week? I will sell the bread, return your money, and keep a small profit." Mr. Anderson raised an eyebrow. "And why should I trust you, young man?" Leo replied firmly, "Because I am determined, and I will work hard to prove myself." After a long pause, Mr. Anderson said, "All right, I'll give you bread for 1 week, but if you fail to pay me back, don't bother coming here again." Leo was thrilled. The first step. Early the next morning, Leo carried the bread back to his town. He set up a small stand near the park and greeted every passerby with energy and a smile. Fresh bread, warm and delicious. At first, people were hesitant. They didn't know if the bread was good, but Leo offered free samples. Soon, he got his first customer. By the end of the day, he had sold all the bread and made a small profit. That evening, he returned to Mr. Anderson and paid him back. The old man nodded and said, "You kept your word. Come back tomorrow." Small steps, big changes. From that day on, Leo worked tirelessly. He woke up at 4 a.m., walked to the bakery, carried the bread, and sold it with passion. After 2 months, he saved enough money to buy a small cart, making it easier to transport more bread. One day, a customer suggested, "Leo, why don't you bake your own bread? You're great at selling, but if you bake, you'll make more profit." The idea excited him, but also scared him. Leo thought to himself, "I've never baked anything in my life. But if I want to succeed, I must take risks and learn." Learning the craft. Leo decided to ask Mr. Anderson for help. The next morning, after delivering his payment, he said, "Mr. Anderson, can you teach me how to bake?" The old man frowned. "Why should I teach you? If you bake, you won't buy from me anymore. That's bad for my business." Leo looked at him and said, "You're right. But I will never forget the man who gave me my first chance. If I succeed, I'll make sure to help your bakery too." Mr. Anderson thought for a moment, then said, "Fine. But baking isn't easy. It takes time, patience, and hard work. If you're ready for that, I'll teach you." The struggles begin. The lessons began at 3 a.m., before the sun was up. Mr. Anderson showed him how to mix flour, knead dough, and bake it perfectly. At first, Leo struggled. His hands hurt from kneading, and his bread was either too hard or too soft. One day, after ruining another batch, Leo sat down, feeling defeated. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should give up. But then he remembered his father's words. Dreams are not free. He realized every mistake was teaching him something new. Giving up was not an option. The next day, he went back, more determined than ever. Slowly, his bread started improving. After 2 weeks, Mr. Anderson handed him a loaf and said, "This is perfect, Leo. You're ready." Facing competition. Leo rented a small oven and began baking at home. His family was amazed by his hard work. His little sister, Sophie, helped him pack the bread, and his mother made tea for him while he worked late into the night. His business was growing, but then trouble came. A new bakery opened in town, big, fancy, and colorful. The owner, Eric, had a huge shop. People were curious, and soon Leo noticed his sales dropping. For a moment, fear crept in. What if I lose everything? But instead of panicking, he improved. He painted his cart, added bright decorations, and started offering free samples of new pastries. He even learned cake decoration by watching videos at the library. Slowly, customers returned. One evening, an elderly woman told him, "I've seen many young men give up when times get tough, but you didn't. That's why we trust you." The final test months passed, and Leo finally saved enough money to rent a small shop. It wasn't as fancy as Eric's, but it was warm and welcoming. He named it Leo's Fresh Bakes. His parents and sister helped him run it, and his business became the heart of the town. But one stormy night, disaster struck. Leo saw smoke coming from his bakery. He ran inside and saw a small fire near the oven. He quickly grabbed water and put out the flames, but much of his equipment was damaged. The next morning, the townspeople gathered. "Oh no, what will Leo do now?" some whispered. But Leo didn't give up. He stood outside and declared, "This is just another challenge. I've faced struggles before, and I will face this too. I won't give up." People believed in him. They helped him, donating ingredients, money, and time. And finally, Leo rebuilt his bakery, stronger than ever. The moral of the story. Leo stood in front of a crowd and said, "Nothing in life is free, not success, not respect, not love. Everything must be earned, with hard work, patience, and persistence. Never give up. The darkest moments are often just before success." His bakery became a symbol of hope, and so can you. Whatever your dream is, don't stop chasing it. If you found this story helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Learning Studio Zone for more inspiring stories to improve your English. Stay connected on YouTube for your English learning journey. Thank you.